Good morning and welcome to the channel. So there aren't many things that I would get up for at 2:45 for. 2:45 is very early. I've never worked nights, so for me 2:45, I never see it, but today I've got up at 2:45. I've driven just short of an hour to Aviemore, and I'm very excited because today, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to get to see some ospreys diving in a pond, trying to catch trout. And if I'm really lucky, not only will I see them, I might even get to photograph them. That's the dream, that's the hope, that's what's got me out of bed at this ungodly hour. So fingers crossed, I'll see an osprey or two. I'll get the odd photograph, maybe even it might even be sharp as they're diving in the water, and I might get a fantastic photograph. So come along for the journey and see what we'll see. First glimpse at the pond and the hides. The hides are all at water level, which is absolutely fantastic. So Gordon's just taking us down now to get us settled into our hide and get ourselves ready. In waiting, very excited. So Gordon's just giving us a brief. We've got a little walkie-talkie in. There you go, he's feeding the fish now. See, wow, you can definitely see the fish. Some video there, you see he's just chucked some pellet in for the fish and they're all going crazy. So it's just a waiting game now. So everything's set up now, we're just waiting on for the ospreys to arrive. I'm going to have to shoot quite high ISO to start off with this morning. There's not a huge amount of light. And the Z9 at the moment, I'm just not happy with the high ISO images that it's producing. I believe it's something to do with Adobe and Lightroom, and that a lot of people are using it in different software and not having the same issue. But at the moment in Lightroom, the Z9 images they're just not as pleasing as I would imagine, and there's certainly not a patch on the D500 images, which I used to be able to push the ISO really high, crazy high with that. So I'm hoping for a little bit more light, because obviously it's quite high action, fast moving, so we need a fast shutter speed. I've got my aperture wide open at f4, so fingers crossed we get a few visits, and as the morning progresses there's more light and more chance of better images, cleaner images. So we just had our first osprey flyby. It circled the pond probably about 3 times and then decided better off it and has moved on. But it certainly got the tension rising and the excitement going, so fingers crossed he'll come back and grab a fish. Wow. So first osprey's been in, dived, caught a fish. It happened so fast, you've got to be really quick. Even with Gordon spotting from the car park and telling you where it's coming in, it was literally over in a flash. So you've got to be really on the ball, and hopefully I've got a few images. I had a quick peep on the back of the camera and a couple of them seem okay, so fingers crossed. If they're okay, I'll pop them up on the screen now for you to see. So I'll turn the camera around in a moment and you can see it's quite a heavy fog down, and as a result Gordon's only able to tell us the Osprey's here when it's right on top of us, and that one came in very fast. And as fast as they come in they disappear. But I'll turn the camera around so you can see. So we've had 2 visits from the Osprey. We're nearing the end now of the allotted time. I think we've got about an hour left, and I'm absolutely freezing. I think I've got every bit of clothing I've got in my bag on, and I'm still shivering cold. So I don't know whether I want another Osprey to come or whether I just want it to end. No, fingers crossed, one more Osprey. So we're back, just day 2, second chance at the Osprey Hide. I've been here since 4 o'clock this morning. It was very misty early on, but the mist has cleared now, the sun's come out. There's definitely some chances. We've had 2 dives of an Osprey, one that's shown and not dived for a fish. I've definitely got some shots of the second dive in particular. I've switched the lenses today, so yesterday I was on a 500mm and today I'm on the 70-200 2.8, which I found yesterday when I was going through my images and reviewing them, that many of my images, the wings had been clipped and they were too full in the frame, so I've backed off a little bit, and then hopefully I'll crop in a little bit if needed, and hopefully I'll get a few more keepers. So stay with me, let's see what we'll see. Good morning. So it's the day after my second day in the Osprey Hide, and we are going to be heading off home now. We've had an amazing stay in Scotland. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I want to just explain really why I didn't do a piece to camera after the Osprey Hide, and that was because I had what can only be described as a full-blown adult tantrum. An Osprey came in right at the end, and I've got some video of it. It's very, very fast. I'll slow it down and put it up on the screen so you can see. The light was perfect. Everything was set up and it was brilliant. And I rattled off, I would say probably about 120 shots of it coming in and then taking off from the water and off with the fish. And then I looked on the back of my camera and not one shot was in focus. I couldn't believe it. You know, the Z9, I bought the Z9 for its 3D eye tracking capabilities, and I didn't get a single image. And there were other guys in the hide with me, and they were like, "Oh, let's see what you got on the Z9." I was embarrassed. So at that point, I could have literally thrown my camera across the hide and given up and taken up golf, just as Gordon told me to. But then what happened was, last night I was sat with a glass of wine in front of the fire, and I thought I'll just have a look through the images properly on the computer. And there were some images there. The majority of them had actually focused on the grass behind the Osprey, so I didn't get the majority of them, the ones that I really wanted. And the ones from the earlier dives, the fog was that thick that they're almost unusable. I will put a photograph up now of an Osprey diving, and you can see talons out and everything, but with the fog being as high as it was, they're not the kind of images that I want to use. But out of the final image, I would say there was 5 out of probably the 120 where the focusing just locked on as I wanted it to. So I think it's back to the drawing board a little bit for me. I thought I'd nailed the 3D tracking on the Z9. I thought I'd got a system that was working really well for me. But speaking to Gordon at the Hide, there is another guy, Gary Jones, who does workshops there, and he uses Z9s exclusively, and he had a similar problem at the beginning of his journey, and he's nailed it now. So I'm going to give him a call and see if he can give me any tips, just so I can set it up, because as it stands at the minute, I've probably lost my confidence a little bit, because I know yesterday with my D500 I would have got some images out of that, and that frustrates me a little bit, particularly when you've spent as much money as I have on the Z9. So 2 learning points there. First one, don't have a tantrum. You know, have a good look and resist the temptation of looking on the back of your camera. You know, we pixel peep on the back of our camera and then we think, oh, we've got rubbish shots, and actually when you go through them all, you will pick out some gems, and I have got some images that I'm really proud of the Osprey Hide, and you know, I'm looking forward to using them in photographic battles moving forward. But you know, resist that temptation to look. And then the second thing is, just enjoy the moment. You know, I let that one moment yesterday ruin my experience with in the Osprey Hide, and I shouldn't have, because actually I saw 4 Ospreys in total, 3 that dived. In fact, I saw 4 from the day before, so 8 Ospreys in total, 6 dives with successful captures. What an experience. I've never seen that before. So that's the kind of thing you want to grasp hold of, and don't let the photographs and the photography ruin what is an amazing experience with some amazing animals. So it's been absolutely fantastic in Scotland. We've got a quite a long 7-hour drive home now. If you've enjoyed the video, click like. If you want to see some more, click subscribe. It really helps the channel if you subscribe to my channel. It really does. We're at 700 subscribers now, so you know, it's building and building every day, so fingers crossed we'll get a few more. So until next time, ta-ra. So we're driving on our way back from Aviemore, and we came across a sign that said Red Kite Viewing Area. So on a whim we turned off just at the moment that they were feeding them, and I've got some fantastic footage and hopefully some great shots, which I'll pop up on the screen now for you to see. It was that unplanned. I've not got my Gimbal, but me Dji Pocket with me. I'm filming stuff on my phone rather than on my normal vlogging camera, but I just wanted you guys to be able to see it because it's absolutely fantastic.